Welcome back to the deep dive. If you've ever found yourself, really lost in learning something, not because you had to, but because it was actually fun, then today's deep dive is definitely for you. We're digging into this really interesting educational design methodology called El Método Ludens, the Ludens Method.
Yeah, and our goal today is to get past just the definition. We want to pull out the core ideas, the essential design rules, and really map out the whole process, all 8 steps for mixing that feeling of play the Ludens with actual learning goals.
Right. It's about fusion, isn't it? Taking that pure enjoyment you get from a game
Exactly.
and plugging it straight into how we learn things.
Right.
Making education something you want to participate in, something engaging, not just another task.
And that's where we really need to dive deep, because it's not just, throwing a game into a lesson plan.
No.
The Ludens Method, it's built on some pretty solid ground. It pulls from cognitive psychology, educational theory, even interaction design principles. And the aim is super specific. Turn passive listening into active, even spontaneous, skill building, using activities that genuinely motivate people.
Okay, let's unpack that. That proactive acquisition, before we even get to the steps, the how-to. What's the absolute must-have first piece, the thing it all hinges on?
Well, fundamentally, it's developing a really, really solid understanding of the participants, the audience.
Okay.
You just can't design these kinds of activities effectively in a vacuum. You have to know who they are, what are they interested in, what can they already do, what do they actually need, and, crucially, how do they learn best?
Right, because people learn differently. But how do you get that real insight? I'm thinking, maybe in a corporate setting, adults might be a bit resistant to playing or admitting what they don't know.
That's a great point and a real challenge. The sources they stress this isn't just a quick survey. It takes more.
Like what?
Qualitative stuff.
Yeah.
Watching, talking to people, really understanding the existing vibe, the culture. If you don't get that right, if the activity doesn't feel relevant to them.
It just falls flat. Feels like mandatory fun.
Exactly. Or just busy work, patronizing even. Fail there, and yeah, the fanciest game design won't save it. It's a disconnect.
Okay. So nail the audience understanding first. That leads us right into the design rules then. The sources talk about this critical balancing act.
Precisely. The balance between challenge and ability. And this isn't just like a nice idea. It's core.
Rooted in psychology, you mean?
Yeah. Too easy. People zone out.
Yeah.
Boredom. Their ability is way beyond the task. Too hard, though. That leads to frustration, anxiety. They just give up.
Ah, okay. So that sweet spot where the challenge pushes you just enough. That sounds a lot like Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's idea of flow.
Absolutely. That's exactly what the Ludens Method tries to tap into. That state of flow where you're so absorbed you lose track of time.
Right.
When you hit flow, the learning itself becomes the reward. And that spontaneous learning we're aiming for, that becomes possible. The design has to keep people in that engaged, motivated state.
So basically, you're hijacking the brain's reward system using challenge. But isn't there a risk, the fun takes over and the actual learning goal gets watered down? That whole chocolate-covered broccoli thing?
That's the #1 danger, yeah. And it's why the sources are so strict about the alignment requirement.
Alignment.
Every single activity, every puzzle, every game mechanic, it must tie back to clear, explicit learning objectives.
Okay.
And these objectives need to fit the overall educational goals, and you have to tell the participants what they are. No hiding the ball. The link between playing and learning has to be obvious.
The path to winning is the path to learning. I like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so beyond alignment and balance, there are 2 other things the sources call non-negotiable, kind of ethical guardrails.
That's right. First one, inclusivity and equity. Designers have got to think carefully about differences. Prior knowledge, skills, how people learn.
Visual learners, kinesthetic learners, introverts, extroverts, all that.
All of it. The design needs to give everyone a fair shot to participate, to learn, and even to succeed or win within the game's context.
So technically, that means the design itself needs, scaffolding? Ways for people starting further behind to catch up without being punished?
It absolutely requires scaffolding, and maybe multiple ways to solve problems. If the game only rewards quick thinking, you lose the reflective learners.
Right.
So variety is key for equity, and this links straight into the second non-negotiable, safety. You have to create a safe, welcoming space.
And why is psychological safety so critical here? Because games often mean competition, maybe failing.
Precisely. When you ask people to play, you're asking them to be a bit vulnerable, right? To try things, maybe mess up in front of others.
Yeah.
If the vibe is stressful or there's pressure or fear of ridicule, people clam up, they won't take risks. And that spontaneous learning we want, it needs risk-taking. So no undue stress, no health risks, physical or psychological. That welcoming environment, it fuels the whole thing.
Okay, so foundation laid. Know the audience, aim for flow with that balanced challenge, keep it clearly aligned to goals, and make sure it's equitable and safe.
Got it. So how do you actually build it? What's the process?
Right, let's shift from the why to the how. It's a structured 8-step process. It's designed to take you from just an idea all the way to making it better over time. We'll stick to the English terms for clarity here.
Great. Okay, phase 1, setup and creation. Step 1.
Step 1, as we've covered pretty well, is understand your audience. That's your research phase. Finding out their needs, adapting your thinking. It's the bedrock. Get step 1 wrong.
The whole thing crumbles. Okay, step 2.
Define your objectives. Based on step 1, what exactly do people need to learn or be able to do? Set that specific, measurable purpose for the activity.
Makes sense. Then step 3, design the dynamic. This is where you actually build the thing, the game, the puzzle, the simulation.
Yep, the creative part.
Yeah.
The technical, too. You need to build in things like immediate feedback loops. People need to know instantly if what they did worked or not. That keeps them hooked. Ah, right. Push the button, something happens immediately. No waiting, no confusion. Okay. That takes us to testing. Step 4, prototype and test.
And this is absolutely key, and it's iterative. You have to test the dynamic. Does it actually teach effectively? But also, does it feel right? Is the challenge okay? Does the feedback work?
And the sources say this is like rapid prototyping, right? Not just one big test at the end.
Exactly. You adjust, you retest, maybe tweak it several times quickly. You keep going until you're hitting those learning goals and getting that feeling, that immersion you want.
Okay, so once it's tested and tweaked, step 5, implementation. Go live.
Basically, yeah. Launch it. Introduce the activity, explain the rules clearly, the safety stuff, and importantly, remind everyone why they're doing it. The learning purpose.
Yeah.
Setting expectations is huge here.
Got it. And that leads right into the main event. Step 6, immersion. This is where the learning actually happens, hopefully.
This is the goal state. Participants are into it, they're engaged, learning, and having fun. Because you give the prep work balance, alignment, safety, they start picking up the skills almost without realizing it, spontaneously. They're inside the magic circle of the game.
But it can't just stop when the timer goes off. Step 7, reflection and feedback. Feels really important for making it stick.
Oh, it's maybe the most critical step for connecting the game back to reality. You have to guide people to think about it first. Okay, what did I learn here? How did I learn it? And second, maybe even more important, how do I use this outside the game, in my job, in my life? That reflection solidifies it, helps them break that magic circle constructively.
And that's also when you, the designer, get your feedback too, right? Was it too hard, too long? Did everyone feel included? Which leads straight to step 8.
Which is continuous improvement. This makes it feel very modern, almost like agile development. You take the feedback from step 7, your own observations, everything you saw, and you use it to make the activity better for next time. Refine it, update it. It's a closed loop. The method itself keeps learning.
So, looking at the whole 8-step cycle, El Método Ludens, it's about creating learning that's immersive, interactive, genuinely effective because it taps into play.
Right.
And it seems defined by that intense focus on the learner up front.
Step 1, crucial.
The careful engineering of flow, and then that constant drive to refine and improve in steps 4, 7, and 8.
And that framework approach is what makes it so versatile. It's not just for, kids in a classroom. You could use this for teaching complex physics or onboarding new software engineers.
It's about making learning feel like discovery, not dictation, where you want to figure it out.
Which brings up maybe a final thought for you listening, particularly if you're involved in, say, workplace training or development. Given how much this method emphasizes really knowing the audience, setting clear goals, and building this safe, engaging space through iteration, how could using these Ludens principles, especially engineering for flow and that critical reflection step, how could that change things like standard staff training or, typical corporate onboarding, which are often, let's be honest, pretty dry and passive?
Yeah. That gap between the mandatory click-through training and the kind of joyful, deep learning we've been talking about, definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving in with us today.